Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Pokemon fans of the world, it's your boy MegaCrasher coming at you pumped up, coming at you hardcore, and coming at you guys once again with another Pokemon Sun and Moon competitive guide review, movesets, whatever the fuck you want to call this, okay, man? And we're going to be doing things a little bit differently here, and by a little bit, I'm talking about a lot of bit differently, okay? Now you know how whenever I'd be doing them Pokemon Sun and Moon review videos, I'd be using the likes of Smogon, using the likes of Pokemon Showdown, all that funky like a monkey kind of stuff, man. But the thing of it is I was thinking, it's like, you want to know something, man? I want to deliver you guys the kind of Pokemon Sun and Moon competitive guides the only way that MegaCrasher knows how, and that's his way. 100% insanity, 100% creative. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you guys enjoy the new and improved way that I present you guys with these competitive guides. And if you do, please let me know in the comment section down below, and if there's ways that I can improve on this even further, let me know. I want to make this the absolute best that I've got to offer when it comes to competitive guides for Pokemon, period. Now with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the fuck into this, man. Woo! Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are reviewing the one, the only Tapu Lele, aka my butterfly cookie girl, and I just gotta say, man, that I am particularly excited to be doing this video for you guys because I love Tapu Lele, okay? Much like I love Tapu Fini, my sushi girl, I love Tapu Lele, my butterfly cookie girl. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go over her typing and abilities. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so the first thing to talk about here is going to be her glorious typing, being Psychic and Fairy. And from an offensive standpoint, this typing fucking rules! And the thing of it is, man, is that it's not even that bad of a defensive typing either. I'll be getting into the strengths and weaknesses of it a little bit later on here. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next we have the abilities, the first of which is going to be Psychic Surge. And I just gotta give 2 thumbs up for the awesomeness of this ability, okay? Not only does it summon Psychic Terrain, which boosts your fucking Psychic attacks by 50%, almost as special attacks, but this thing has a really high special attack, which I'll get into in a minute. The thing is that if Psychic Terrain is on the field, then priority moves are useless. They are finished. Done. No Sucker Punch, no Bullet Punch, no Extreme Speed, none of that bullshit, man. And the thing of it is that it doesn't end there when it comes to abilities. It has a hidden ability known as Telepathy, and Telepathy is garbage in singles, but in doubles it's actually pretty damn good, because what happens if you are a telepathy wielding user, the thing is you avoid damage from your ally Pokemon if they use the spread move. So say, for example, your partner uses Earthquake, you take no damage. They go boom, you take no damage. Pretty much, long story short, Telepathy is a doubles ability, man. So with that being said, it is now time to move on to the stats. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are now on the stats of Tapu Lele, and I just gotta say, her stats are absolutely amazing. That is another reason why Tapu Lele is awesome as hell, okay? She is better than awesome as hell. So we take a look at the HP, it's at a respectable base 70, and then you got 75 on the defense and 115 on the special defense. So from a defensive standpoint, may not be the best when it comes to defense, but special defense on the other hand, oh daddy. I got a feeling that this thing can take some special hits when it wants to. But then we take a look at its offensive stats. So 85 on the attack is kind of, it's okay. But the thing of it is, man, is it doesn't exactly have a lot of physical moves to make use of. And why the hell would you want to use its base 85 attack anyways when its special attack is base 130? That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the kind of power that will send you to bed without supper. You are going to bed hungry, and this thing is going to be hungry for a 6-0 victory, because this Pokemon, with this sort of special attack, with the sort of potential that it has in battle, man, I'm telling you, this thing has a lot of potential to 6-0 teams. And we get to the speed, it's at a really solid base 95. While it may not be the quote-unquote fastest speed, the thing is that this Pokemon has a lot of options, like I said, baby. And you want to know something, man? We are just getting started. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's now get to the strengths and weaknesses of its typing. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so let's go ahead and let's break down the technical aspects of its typing from a resistance and weakness point of view. Okay, so we see that it has 3 weaknesses, that being to Poison, Ghost, and Steel. Now, I gotta say that while those typings offensively may in fact be common, this Pokemon only has 3 weaknesses to worry about. So the thing of it is that if you're building a team around Tapu Lele, given the fact that it only has 3 weaknesses, that's going to make team building so much easier when it comes to protecting Tapu Lele from its weaknesses. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we get to the resistance. Okay, first things first, this thing has a fucking immunity to Dragon-type moves, which is absolutely insane. It has a 4 times resistance to Fighting-type moves. That's insane. And it also has a 2 times resistance to Psychic. So, this thing has 3 weaknesses, 2 resistances, and 1 immunity. So it balances out very, very nice. It doesn't exactly have a lot of resistances to capitalize on, but it's also not weak to a lot of typings either. So it's sort of like a trade, you know, you get some, you lose some, you know what I'm saying? But ladies and gentlemen, with all the preliminaries out of the way, it's now time to get into the meat and potatoes of the video. So let's get into the first set! Woo! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so the first set that we got going on here is quite possibly her most lethal set, okay? I'm talking about none other than Choice Specs Tapu Lele, which is exactly the item for choice for this cutie, okay? We got Choice Specs, which boosts your special attack by 1 stage at the cost of the fact that you have to be locked in to that 1 move until you switch out. And we get to the ability Psychic Surge, being its only available ability, but why the hell else would you want to use any other ability? Because Psychic Surge is not only an ability that makes Tapu Lele even more of a broken Pokemon, but it negates priority moves as well as boosting Psychic type moves by 50% when Psychic Terrain is on the field. Now we get to the EV spread. It's going to be a very straightforward spread, okay? You got 4 defense, 252 special attack, and 252 speed. Do I even need to say anything more about that? You want to make sure that this Pokemon is as fast and as hard-hitting as naturally possible, okay? And then we get to the nature. My opinion, I like running the modest nature here, and I'll tell you why at the end of the set right here. But you can definitely run timid, as this Pokemon doesn't exactly have the most favorable of speed, being base 95, but nonetheless, it's not a bad speed. But my opinion is that Modest is going to benefit you just a little bit better. But feel free to disagree, because you know what? Everyone has their ways around Pokemon. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the moves, okay? So we have ourselves Moonblast for your mandatory Fairy Stab moves, okay? And this right here in tandem with Psychic is a really solid type combination offensively, because Psychic happens to be immune by Dark-type Pokemon, okay? But Dark-type Pokemon are weak to Moonblast, so there you go. There you go. So any Pokemon that want to try and switch in on a Psychic, they think that they're going to get a Psychic to the face. Instead, they're going to get a Moonblast, okay? I'm talking to you there, Mega Sableye. I'm talking to you there, Tyranitar. Like, god dang, like just these 2 moves by itself. Now, mind you, you do have Steel-type Pokemon that do wall you, which is exactly why we have ourselves Focused Blast, okay? Focused Blast is a solid fighting type move, base 120 power, base 70 accuracy, so it can miss a little bit sometimes. But the thing of it is that when it doesn't miss, it hurts, okay? And when it hits, with Choice Specs boosting and all that stuff, it is going to fuck a lot of shit up. That's right, I'm talking about the likes of Heatran. I'm talking about the likes of Bisharp. I'm talking about the likes of Ferrothorn, okay? They all get heavily blasted back by Focused Blast. And if all that craziness was enough, we have ourselves Shadow Ball, okay? So Shadow Ball is a move that hits Ghost-type Pokemon and other opposing Psychic-type Pokemon like other Tapu Lele, okay? Not to mention, it also targets the likes of Mega Metagross and Jirachi as well. Now, let's get into a very special damage calculation, okay? So, I ran some damage calcs, okay? Now, what I did is I decided to put a Choice Specs Primarina against Tapu Lele, and Tapu Lele outspeeds this thing naturally. Did you know that even with max HP investment on a Primarina, Choice Specs Psychic Tapu Lele's Psychic Surge OHKOs it with Stealth Rocks on the field? Yeah! And Primarina is supposed to be a specially defensive monster. Oh my lord. Well, I don't think it's going to be that much more of a monster given the fact that it is now a RIP, okay? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to move on to the next set. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so this next set here is very, very similar to the first set here. Has the exact same function, be a very powerful revenge killer and very powerful attacker. But the difference is here is that this is going to be a Choice Scarf set for Tapu Lele, and Choice Scarf is an item that boosts your speed by 50% at the cost of the fact that you have to be locked in to that one move as soon as you use it. Now the ability, as always, is going to be Psychic Surge, and the EV spread is going to be the exact same as the last spread. Max special attack, max speed, 4 defense EVs, and we're actually going to be going with a timid nature here. Now, you can actually go for a modest nature given the fact that this thing is going to have a way to boost its speed in the use of Choice Scarf. But if you want to go for timid, so that way you're hitting at a really, really high speed stat, even higher than if you were going to be running a Choice Scarf modest set, then you can definitely do that too, and it will give you some crucial outspeeds. Now, as for the moveset, we have ourselves our mandatory stabs being Moonblast, Psychic, and we also have ourselves Focus Blast to round off the really solid coverage that Fairy, Psychic, and Fighting types have to offer. Now, we get to the last move. I decided to choose Hidden Power Fire. So that way, anytime your Scissors, your Ferrothorns, your Mega Scissors, your Fortresses try to switch in, well, guess what there, ladies and gentlemen? Hidden Power Fire is 4 times super effective. Now, this right here is my preference. Feel free to add in any other move you want to replace whatever move you want. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this right here is a very, very quick breeze through kind of set, because this set pretty much serves the exact same sort of function as the last set. Just the last set was about more power. This set is about more speed. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to move on to the next set. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so the next set that we got going on here is going to be more of a stall breaking set. So with this going on right here, we have ourselves Twisted Spoon as the item of choice for Tapu Lele, given the fact that this item boosts the power of Psychic type moves by 20%. Now, this, in combination with Psychic Surge, is going to boost your Psychic type attacks to a ridiculously respectable level. Now, the ability, once again, it should go without saying, okay, it's going to be Psychic Surge, okay? Now, as for the EV spread, once again, it is going to be the same EV spread that we've been using so far. 4 defense, 252 special attack, and 252 speed with a modest nature. Now, in this situation here, given the fact that you don't necessarily have any ways of boosting yourself right away, you're going to want to have as much power as possible with a modest nature, boosting your special attack even further. Now, as for the moveset, once again, we have ourselves the mandatory stabs, being Moonblast and Psychic. Now, the third option, okay, I prefer Taunt, so that way it shuts down setup, it shuts down any sort of status moves, it shuts down any sort of hazard setup, all that good stuff. Now, you can go ahead and put in Calm Mind over Taunt, because what this does is it boosts your special attack and your speed by 1 stage, and in combination with Twisted Spoon, boosting the power of your Psychic type attacks even further, and Psychic Surge, holy shit, man, I just gotta say that is going to make you incredibly dangerous, oh my lord. And lastly, we have ourselves Hidden Power Fire for the same reason as last. You want to make sure you nail them really pesky as hell Steel type Pokemon, such as the likes of Ferrothorn, Scizor, Mega Scizor, Fortress, just to name a few. You know what I'm saying? Now, with this being said right here, I do have one more set for you guys, so let's do this. Woo! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so this last set that we got going on here is going to be revolving around the use of Z Crystals, okay? Now, as for the item of choice, I put Z Crystal there because there is a couple of options that I want to throw at you guys when it comes to using a Z Crystal Tapu Lele in this situation here. The ability, once again, going to be Psychic Surge. The EV spread, once again, going to be 4 defense, 252 special attack, 252 speed, and once again, we will be running a modest nature. That way you can capitalize on having as much natural special attack as possible. Now, once again, for the moves, we have Moonblast and Psychic. It is almost mandatory to have those 2 moves on any sort of offensive set. The next move we got going on is going to be Calm Mind, which boosts your special attack and your special defense by 1 stage. And then we have ourselves Focus Blast, so that way you have really good coverage against Steel type Pokemon that try to wall out your Psychic and your Fairy type moves. Now, as for the Z Crystals, okay, this is where things start to get real fucking good, okay? So, the first Z Crystal that I can suggest to you guys to use is Psychium Z. Now, what Psychium Z does is it turns any Psychic type move that you have in your set, and it turns it into a Z type move. I believe the move is going to be Shattered Psychic, and given the fact that it's going to be boosted by Psychic Surge and quite possibly Calm Mind. Like, this Z move is going to be ridiculously insane. Like, Pokemon that resist that shit is going to be feeling that in the morning, okay? I'm telling you. Maybe even one-shot it. Like, the thing of it is that Shattered Psyche, like, I don't exactly know off the top of my head the base power of that move in combination with Psychic, but given the fact that you got Psychic Surge to boost Psychic-type moves and Calm Mind to give you even more of an offensive boost, it's going to hurt, okay? It is going to fucking hurt, okay? Now, the next Z Crystal that I have in mind in this set is going to be the Phytium Z. Now, this, in combination with Focus Blast, I believe gives you a 190 base power all pummeling, which is, it is absolutely insane. It gets so tongue-tying insanity, man. Like, this right here is what's going to easily blow back the likes of Heatran, the likes of Tyranitar, Bisharp, like, Ferrothorn, just to name a few, man. Like, this right here is meant to be a one-time nuke, and when you fucking nuke something, you nuke it. That's it. That's all there is to it, baby. That is all there is to it when it comes to this set. Just bring Tapu Lele in, you know, set up, and then unleash your fucking Z move, and something dies, okay? Something will die, okay? If you play this correctly, something will die. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to move on to a new section of these competitive guides that I decided to add in. So, let's do this, man. Woo! Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so allow me to introduce you guys to the options part of these videos. So, what we got going on here, we have ourselves more options for moves that you can use for Tapu Lele. The first one, first and foremost, being Psyshock. Now, Psyshock, even though it is weaker than Psychic, being at base 80 power, what this does is it targets the opponent's defensive stats. So, if you're looking for Tapu Lele to be more of a pseudo-mixed attacker, so that way, anytime a Pokemon tries to switch in and thinking that they can tank special hits, well, Psyshock is going to take their physical defense and absolutely obliterate it, okay? That right there is just something to keep in mind. Not to mention, when you combine the likes of Psychic Surge and a possible boost from either a choice item or Calm Mind, Psyshock hits almost as hard as Psychic anyways, okay? Up next, we have ourselves Energy Ball and Grass Knot, okay? Now, the reason I grouped these two together, Energy Ball is a really solid base 90 Grass-type move, and it hits for really consistent damage. Really solid way to take care of them bulky water-type Pokemon. You also have Grass Knot, so that way if you're using this Pokemon, say, in Ubers, okay? You're using this Pokemon in Ubers. There's a lot of heavy, fat-ass Pokemon there that will not appreciate being tripped up by Grass Knot, okay? The heavier they are, the harder they fall. So up next, we have ourselves Reflect and Light Screen. So if you're going to run screens on something like Tapu Lele, be more of a supportive set, then Reflect and Light Screen is definitely the way to go, because this boosts your team's defense and special defense by double for 5 to 8 turns, depending on if you're holding Light Clay or not. So pretty much to say, if you're setting up a Reflect, well then the physical damage gets cut in half, and if you're setting up a Light Screen, the special attack damage gets cut in half. So up next, we have ourselves Substitute. Now, Substitute is a great way to ease prediction, and given the fact that this Pokemon forces a lot of switches anyways, Substitute is a really solid move to have on this Pokemon. So up next, we have ourselves Nature's Madness, being the signature move of the Tapus, and what this does is it cuts your opponent's HP in half. So it doesn't matter how big, how bad, how bulky these Pokemon are, Nature's Madness is going to cut right through it and deliver the pain by slicing your HP in half. That's right, Chansey and Blissey, I'm talking to you bitches. So up next, we have ourselves Thunderbolt. Now, Thunderbolt is another nice little move to have on something like Tapu Lele, so that way you can hit the likes of Skarmory, hit the likes of Celesteela, hit the likes of bulky water-type Pokemon, hit the likes of Gyarados, things like that. And then we have ourselves Hidden Power Ice. Now, Hidden Power Ice might seem like a little bit of an inferior move, given the fact that you got moves like Moonblast and Psychic that do as good of a job anyways, but I thought I would put HP Ice in there anyways, so that way if you really wanted to run HP Ice, you could run it and snipe out the likes of Garchomp, Dragonite, you know, just name a few, like Salamence, like the list goes on, okay? There's a lot of Pokemon that are weak to Ice-type moves. Landorus? Like, Landorus is fucking weak to that shit. Zygarde's another Pokemon that's weak to that shit. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we also have ourselves Aromatherapy. Now, Aromatherapy is more of a supportive move for Tapu Lele, and this is a great way to make Tapu Lele a bit more of a diversified Pokemon, turning this into more of a supportive Cleric role kind of Pokemon. So if you are missing a Cleric on your team, well, Aromatherapy heals all status conditions on your team whenever it's used, which is absolutely insane. So that right there is just something to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen. But up next, let's go ahead and take a look at the more options for items. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so coming up next, we have ourselves more options for items that you can use on Tapu Lele. The first item that comes to mind is going to be Leftovers. Now, you might not think that Leftovers would be exactly the best item of choice for the likes of Tapu Lele, given the fact that this thing is more or less meant to be a sweeper and glass cannon. But the thing of it is that this actually is a really solid item to have regardless, because it does offer you a little bit of HP recovery at the end of each turn, which can definitely make a huge difference in the battle when it's in a tight situation. So up next, we have ourselves Shed Shell, which means that regardless of the item or ability or moves that your opponent uses on you that trap you, well, Shed Shell can easily switch you out, okay? So that means you're not Arena trapped by the likes of Dugtrio, you're not Magma Storm trapped by the likes of fucking Heatran, like, you're gonzo, you're out of there should you choose to switch out, okay? So up next, we have ourselves Light Clay. Now, this goes in tandem with Reflect and Light Screen if you're looking to use screens as your moves. Now, Light Clay boosts the duration of screens from 5 to 8 turns, which is absolutely amazing, and this will definitely provide your team with even more support. Now up next, we have ourselves Assault Vest. This is also a really solid way to make Tapu Lele a better switch-in for special attacks while making this thing an all-out special attacker. That is still pretty damn lethal, coming off a base 130 special attack and coming off Psychic Surge as well in the case for Psychic-type moves. Now, speaking of Psychic Surge, the next item of choice comes in the form of Terrain Extender. Now, what Terrain Extender does is it boosts the duration of the terrain from 5 to 8 turns. So, if you are building a team around Psychic Surge and being able to benefit off of that, well, Tapu Lele with Terrain Extender is definitely a really solid thing to consider in battle. Now, up next, we have ourselves Life Orb, okay? Now, Life Orb is a move that boosts the power of your moves by 30% at the cost of 10% of your health, but hey, it doesn't lock you in like Choice Item does, you know what I'm saying? So, up next, we have ourselves Topinium Z. Now, what Topinium Z does is it takes Nature's Madness and it turns it into its own Z move, Guardian of Alola, and what this does is it cuts the HP of your opponents from 50 to 75%, okay? And that right there is absolutely ridiculous. And you can use this on any sort of stall breaking set. So say if you're up against, like, say, a Chansey or something like that, and you're running something like Taunt, Nature's Madness, Psychic, and, I don't know, like Substitute or something like that. And you end up using Topinium Z, and you cut down that Pokemon's HP by a lot. And they can't soft boil it up because they're fucking taunted, you know what I'm saying? And all they can do really is just wait for the inevitable to happen. So up next, we have ourselves a Salad Berry as a move to, an item to consider. Now, what this does is when you are in a pinch, when you are at 25% or below of your HP, the Salad Berry will kick in and it will boost your speed stat by 1 stage. Now, this goes very, very well with a substitute set for Tapu Lele. You can go for something like Substitute Calm Mind and be able to sub down, you know, set up a Calm Mind or two and be able to have really solid boosts in your offenses. And then when your HP gets knocked down below 25%, well, your Salad Berry is going to activate, and thus it's going to boost your speed by 1 stage, giving you the benefits of speed, special attack, and special defense when it comes to boost stats, okay? That is ridiculous. And then lastly, we have ourselves Lumberry as another item of choice. It's always nice to have a Lumberry on a Pokemon. Like, if you're worried about being status, whether it be burned, paralyzed, poisoned, sleep, or whatever, Lumberry kicks in and it cures you for 1 time only, which can definitely make or break the difference in battle. So, with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to move on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so that right there is actually going to conclude this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was a little bit longer than expected, but I really hope that I added more into these competitive guides, and I really hope that you guys enjoy them. If there's anything else that I could do to make these more interesting and more spiced up, then definitely let me know in the comment section down below. As I said at the beginning, I want to make these the best damn competitive guides that you guys have ever seen, okay? Bar none. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you smash the hell out of the like button. Let's aim for 20 likes. If you want more content like this, make sure you rate, comment, share this video, and subscribe today to MegaCrasher and the community for the best, and I mean without a shadow of a doubt, the best Pokemon Sun and Moon hype that you can find right now, right here on YouTube. It's overall the best hype and entertainment, filled with fire, filled with dice, filled with that electricity, and filled with everything nice when it comes to your Pokemon types, coming from your boy, known as MegaCrasher, because you guys don't know the deal by now, my friends. When we're community type packed on this one, you know that we shine brighter than the sun and the moon combined. So thanks for watching, and like myself, Tapu Lele says subscribe, support, stay positive, my friends, and become a cool cat by joining the Crasher community, baby. Woo! So thanks for watching. I love each and every single one of you, and I will see you next up. Woo!